Hello, if you're new here, my name is Carrie and I'm a senior at Yale studying architecture. Yes, you read the title right. Yale does give you money to travel and do research and do all sorts of cool things. And I will make a separate video about how the application process went. But this video is about me in San Francisco. My research is in wheelchair accessibility in Chinese communities, and I'm interested in whether Chinese perceptions on disability influence how the architecture is willing to, or perhaps unwilling to, cater to wheelchair accessible needs. Part of my fascination with San Francisco Chinatown is that it's the oldest Chinatown in America and it's catered towards tourists. And so I'm curious both on the cultural front but also the accessibility front, how these old buildings are renovated to accommodate for modern code standards. I ate at Hong Kong clay pot restaurant and I got the 魚香茄子煲. There's a main road of Chinatown where this gate begins, but to the left and right are perpendicular streets that are also part of Chinatown. I ambled to the right and found an open-air plaza with some traditional pagoda elements for shade and even a playground with Chinese quote-unquote elements. I ate at Golden Star restaurant for lunch, and this is a dish called mung in Cantonese. It's just vermicelli and you mix fish sauce with it, and I had roasted pork and egg rolls on top. Chinatown is really confined to its specific plot of land in San Francisco, so after I passed this street there was no more Chinatown. Part of my days in San Francisco, which was 2 weeks, was exploring and seeing the various types of architecture available in Chinatown. And the other part was documenting and getting in contact with local architects to meet with them or have calls with them. And because some days I just stayed in and did logistical work, you're gonna only see the exciting parts where I went outside. This is strawberry and yuzu soft serve. So I'm going to a place called, I think, Ma's Dim Sum and Cafe, because I really want bo zai fan, which is like Cantonese clay pot rice. And then I noticed that this location wasn't really along that center street that I've been mainly visiting, so I'm gonna see what other parts of Chinatown exist around that area. So unfortunately, Ma's Dim Sum and Cafe were closed for vacation, so I went to another place called G&Y Bakery and Cafe. After lunch, I went to Ross Alley, which is one of Chinatown's oldest alleys. This is also where Golden Gate Fortune Cookie Co. is, if you'd like to visit. I got the mango sago coconut milk at Buy Me Boba Tea in Ross Alley. There's a great public space called St. Mary's Square, and I'm not sure if this is part of Chinatown, but it was really beautiful. I met with an architect who works at SOM, and this was in a larger complex. There's a bunch of office buildings in this giant office building, but it was so beautiful. There's like this outdoor plaza area before you get into the real office space. It was just a really great experience. SOM had this central space where they had all these models of buildings that they've done, and I was surprised. I don't know, I know there's firms that don't really do physical models anymore, but they had a model fabrication shop, and I was able to talk to the architect a lot about how SOM approaches accessible design. Here are more shots of outside of this office building. I just thought it was insane. I thought it was beautiful, so here it is. The architect I talked to recommended I go to Willy Woo Woo Wong Playground in Chinatown because it was kind of renowned for its accessible design and the way of integrating a lot of spaces at once. And it was a great experience, and the slide was very fun. 10 out of 10 recommend. I also went to the Salesforce Park in the financial district, and I didn't get great photos of it, but if you just look it up online, it's this privately owned public space run by the Salesforce Corporation, and it's a great public space. It has lots of greenery, it has some public structures, it has a gondola that can take you up and down from ground level to this floating wrapping structure that you see here. So definitely would recommend if you're in the San Francisco financial district.
I've seen these kinds of projects done in New York as well, and it's very common when corporations want to build higher in airspace. The city basically wants them to do a public good, and so this is what corporations can come out with. This type of street pedestrian crossing was really unique that I've never seen before. Basically, the street ended on this higher balcony portion. You had to take the stairs down, and then you're spit out on the other side, which is still the same street, but you just changed elevation, which I thought was really, really fascinating. I went to GMY Bakery again and got the pork and rice with tomato sauce. Something that I'm learning throughout my travels here is that Chinatown is a lot smaller than is indicated on traditional map boundaries, and a lot of the times it's a very stark difference from when you enter and exit Chinatown. And just one street over, this was technically considered Chinatown, quote unquote, from the maps I looked at, but there's only a sprinkling of Chinese businesses here, and really a lot more gentrified because it's right next to the financial district. Something that I also didn't realize is I've been to Portsmouth Square, but I entered on the other side, so I didn't realize it was Portsmouth Square. But basically, I pointed out these pagoda structures in the playground a couple days earlier, and this is another structure that's connected to the play structure right above on the left side there. And it's a lovely park. There were lots of people playing cards on like makeshift tables, which was really fun to see, and overall seemed like a great public space. I got the popcorn chicken at Quickly and jasmine milk green tea with large boba. The boba was a little soft for my taste, but the tea tasted pretty good and the chicken was really fresh. I took the train to the San Francisco Planning Department, and this is the lobby. I met with an architect who works at SF Planning, and it was really interesting to hear the perspective from the government side. The next day, I flew from San Francisco to Hong Kong with a layover in Taiwan. I liked the variety in the vending machines in Taiwan, and I'll see you in Hong Kong. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, please comment down below.